I'm silly and I'm grown and it makes me the silly grown up.
Hey guys, it's me, Silly Grown Up here, and I wanted to make a video today about my enlightenment or awakening journey. I'm not sure exactly what to call it because I'm still at the very beginning stages of this journey. But I just felt like there were way too many synchronicities, way too many things that like you just can't explain. You can't put off as just coincidences and as just whatever. I can't do that anymore. So I wanted to share it because I was thinking, I am pretty certain that there's some people out there right now who are going through these things and don't know what the hell is going on. Or you might have an inkling of what's going on, but you're still like, I'm going with it. I'm listening to my intuition, but I'm just not so sure. But anyways, let me try to explain to you my journey. Sorry. So, like I said, I have always been like, okay, growing up in Brazil, I was Catholic. We went to Catholic school. We went to Catholic Mass all the time. We were just always praying to the Virgin Mary. You dressed her up. We did rituals, and I have nothing against that. It's just that's how I grew up, okay? And then I came to America when I was about 8 years old, and we really didn't go to Catholic Mass anymore. My mom just kept trying to find different places for us, like, let's try this church today, and let's try this Baptist church, and let's try this Pentecostal church, and things were very different, like from this church to that church. And anyway, so as a teen or preteen, whatever, church was just boring because we didn't feel connected to a certain place because we kind of bounced around. And I don't blame mom. I gotta love her. It's because she tried to keep us with that. And we just never really found one place where I felt like things clicked, things made sense, whatever. Still didn't mean that I didn't pray. I mean, Grandma walked around with a rosary all the time in Brazil, and so that was always instilled. You gotta pray, you gotta say thank you, you gotta, I just had a kind of a set of rules. And now it's more identified with Buddhism, although I don't really label anything. It's more of a karma thing, like, hey, you treat others the way you want to be treated. And I truly believe in karma, as in, I don't do anything that I don't want coming back to me. I've already learned, I've seen, and I know that if I treat somebody badly, I'm gonna get treated badly. It might not be by that person, that same day, that same week, but whatever I do bad will come back to me. A lot of times it's like they say, times 3. So why chance that? And plus, it's just not in my personality. I've always been such a happy-go-lucky dreamer, positivity, little type person. But so that's where I'll even say back in maybe around high school or maybe early college, I even got introduced to Kabbalah. I mean, all of those things kind of made up who I am. When I was younger, well, not younger, I'm saying when I was also around my preteen, teen ages, I messed with the Ouija board. I tried to be a witch and do certain spells with my little best friend, like we try to have psychic abilities and try to see if we could predict the future, or like, hey, try and see what I'm gonna do next, or am I gonna use my right hand, or all of that. I've always just been kind of interested in this other stuff, right? And so what I want to say is that in like the last year and a half or so of my life, it's been a pretty tough time. And something that I've really heard a lot about now that I've actually started doing some research and stuff is that a lot of people say that they've come into a spiritual awakening or enlightenment, if you will, during their midlife crisis. And either they will say that it's their midlife crisis, or somebody will tell them that they're going through a midlife crisis. And for myself, I was told that I was going through a midlife crisis, and I even thought, like, damn, am I going through a midlife crisis? I mean, maybe, I don't feel like I'm just not going through life the same exact way as I was. I don't think a lot of things changed per se, but I've always been really attracted to 1111, and that's something mom and I have done, and I incorporated my oldest daughter with it. Like, we would send each other a cute little heart emoji or just, something like that when it was 11/11. because it just reminded us, hey, I'm thinking of you. We are loved. The great things are coming. The universe is great. You know, that's just how we looked at 11/11. And then, of course, you read all kinds of things that say, like, that's Archangel Michael, and that he's sending you a message that, you know, to trust in the process, trust your intuition, trust in the universe. And again, there's so many different facets of all of this that is really hard to take in. And but like I said, when I was kind of going through my divorce, if you've been there, or just a breakup, a loss of a person, you know, it's really tough time. So I started trying to do a lot of soul searching, trying to maintain my positivity and basically just live, because that was when I went through a lot of sad moments throughout, you know, the last couple of years, where I actually decided to get a divorce. And so being positive was really tough for me. And those days where you kind of can't get out of bed, literally, I was like, I need to set myself up. I can't do this. You know, I have 3 children. I can't just sit in bed and cry, or just not move, or just be depressed. And I did for a long time. And so again, I searched and I searched and I searched. And so I've always been interested in horoscope and what is it? Numerology, tarot, all of that kind of stuff. But it's nothing I was like adamant about. I didn't even understand what exactly I understood, because I was like, oh yeah, I like it. I don't really believe it, but I just really like it. I just want to see what they say. And I mean, I still kind of feel the same way. But so I guess with this journey, I started having just basically a lot of questions, a lot of questions. Like, I even doubted love. And I grew up, as most girls did, with Disney, believing that we had our prince that was going to come and take us away and make everything better, and life was just going to go happily ever after. I mean, what was that? Happily ever after. I can't fucking talk today. I'm supposed to be living happily ever after. There you go. And so I don't want to just sound like a bitter bitch, but you know, like, I had a great marriage. Like, I always felt that he gave me everything I wanted. There was infidelity, and I've always dealt with infidelity. Almost all of my boyfriends, I mean, all of that, you know, and all of the girlfriends that I ever spoke to, we all dealt with infidelity. And it came to a point where I really thought, like, I just don't think there are faithful people anymore. I mean, and I know that there are so many different answers and outlooks and opinions on that, but I really did believe, I said, you know, if this man who I thought was perfect, who did everything for me, who loved me so much, because I've never had somebody love me as much as my husband loves me, if he could cheat, then then I need to wake up. Then I need to find out why, or what it is. And I've started trying to just believe, like, maybe people just deal with it, because a lot of older people, they'll say, well, marriage is tough and it's a lot of work. There's a lot of work, a lot of forgiveness, and I'm like, am I supposed to read between the lines? Am I supposed to understand that they're gonna cheat and you just gotta deal with it? You just gotta get over it. You just gotta look the other way, you know? I mean, so there was a lot of soul searching, a lot of that. But anyways, so like I said, one day I was at the dentist, and I had always been into like trying to meditate, because depression, anxiety, I was trying to like meditate, trying to connect to a higher source, or just a better way of being, you know. Yoga, meditation, those are the things you hear. You need to, excuse me, gross. You need to relax. You need to, you know, stop thinking so much, because that was my problem. My brain's always going, never stopping. And with meditation, I had a hard time shutting off that little voice. And so anyway, so I did guided meditations, and thank you, YouTube, for providing a place for that. So I would always go on there and listen to guided meditations, listen to law of attraction affirmations, blah, 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 all of that. So I was at the dentist's office, had my headphones in, and I was listening to something, I don't even know what, something, I think about law of attraction or something. And anyways, so as I'm sitting there and I had it on autoplay, it went from law of attraction to manifestation to like numerology and tarot and like, you know, because the videos kept going. And I was amazed at how like right on that those videos that I was watching was, because I am a skeptic, and I was a skeptic, I am a skeptic, and I'm not just gullible, and I do really understand that certain things, like they say, oh, Cancers, they're the most lovable. I'm sure every sign, if you say Pisces are the most lovable, they're gonna go, yup. Scorpios are the most lovable, yup. You know, I get that. There are certain things that we can say that kind of pertain to everybody. But just the situations and what they explained. Oh, and I also found out that I'm an ENFP. Yeah, which is like your Myers-Briggs. I've been doing a lot of searching, like I said. So, and my life path number is 3. All of that kind of started that day at the dentist when I was just sitting there and I let YouTube do its thing. I let the universe take over. And so what I did at night, instead of listening to just guided meditations, because I got in a kind of a pattern to where I would put that on, I would slide my phone under my pillow and I'd go to sleep because the voice was so calming. And after 5 minutes, I was gone, you know? And so I started listening instead to certain things about numerology. I started listening to my horoscope, like tarot readings, okay, for Cancer. Now, I did my chart, and believe it or not, I'm a Cancer moon, Cancer sun, Cancer rising. I am a Cancer sun, moon, rising, and Mercury. So that's why almost all of the tarot card readings that they would do on YouTube resonated with me. There's maybe like 2% of a whole reading that I'm like, that's for someone else. But like, seriously, I started really listening and going, holy shit, like, how can this be so accurate, you know? How can, and the thing is that little things that they would say that, anyways, if you've listened, if you know what I'm talking about. And then the synchronicities, that's the whole Brazilian. My hair is so, anyways, the whole Brazilian coming out of me. But the synchronicities, almost every time I look at the phone or at a clock or anything, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, or 3, 3, 3, or 11, 11, or 4, 4, 4. Now I'm searching for apartments right now. What are their addresses? Almost like everything is like in sync, and like I'm just getting messages and signals from everywhere. It's just going crazy. Now, tarot. What was I trying to say about that? Oh, so I've been going to a therapist, you know, and I had just certain little things happening with me that I couldn't really explain. And obviously we talk about the whole depression and being sad, and I want a divorce. Am I right? Am I doing the right thing? Am I supposed to, you know, stay with him for the children? I feel guilty, all of that, you know. But even my doctor, who's, you know, science-based, we were saying certain things, and she was like, you should go see a tarot reader. Haha, and I was like, and she kind of said it in a joke, so that if I was more science-based and I looked at her like, what are you talking about? Then she would say, just kidding. But I just kind of looked at her and I was like, really? I was like, I've been thinking about that. She goes, there's one across the street, you know? And so long story short, I went and I saw a tarot reader, and oh my God. It was just really enlightening. The things that she said, and again, I was very skeptical, 100%. I said, I ain't gonna tell her nothing. I'm not gonna agree. I'm not gonna disagree. But I'll have to make another video about like that itself. But that really just gave me more questions. And I think that's kind of how it is when you're being awake, when you're being enlightened, is you start having questions, you get answers to those questions, and then you only get more and more and more questions. But basically, there, I started getting more interested. I started being more interested in like crystals, which, oh my God, they're so gorgeous. And I've just been, it's weird to explain, but I've been going with the flow. I've always really had good intuition, and I've really trusted my intuition. But a lot of times I might have trusted it and known, but I still do this, you know? I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. But now I'm just in this path where like, look, I'm down in Florida. I'm still going through the divorce part, trying to figure out what I'm supposed to be doing. And I've been, you know, I've taken a couple of crystal healing courses, chakra meditation courses, things like that. And I went to a meditation that they were having at a metaphysical store nearby. And there was no one there but me and the owner of the store. And when I first got there, he was like, well, come on in. And we were talking about there was going to be a tarot reading course in like 2 hours. And this is while we were waiting for more people. Well, nobody else showed up. So it was just him and I. And we talked and talked, and then, you know, about ourselves and what we're going through and how our journey is and how his midlife crisis, you know. And then we stopped talking and we're like, okay, let's meditate. You know, we closed our eyes, and for myself, I just kept saying, guide me, guide me, guide me. And I was closing my eyes, and whenever my mind would wander, instead of saying breathe, I would say, please guide me, you know. And afterwards, we both got out, and of course I cried, because I cry for everything. And so as soon as we were done, you know, he gave me a hug, and he goes, you know what? I was guided to gift you the tarot reading course. Seriously, like, shut the fuck up. Like, what? He said the word guided. He was guided. So again, I was just like, holy shit. So of course I was real thankful and, you know, cried again. But I went, got my cards, and then I came back and I did the course, and it was just, I was kind of actually surprised by how much I knew, because there was at least 5 people, and I think that I knew more than anyone else, obviously, other than the instructor. But, you know, I had been paying attention, and a lot of it is intuition for me, you know. So it just kind of confirmed certain things for me. And okay, that was that. So later on, I was walking up and down Atlantic Avenue in the area where I'm at, and then I was like, oh, this one bar, it was like a live bar, it was open, it was like, it seemed like a good atmosphere. But the song that was playing was the Violent Femmes. What is that? Na, 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 na. Try to run, try to hide, break up. That's not it. That is so not it. It was something about the sun. Oh, let me go on like a blister. I have no idea what that break on through to the other side. I think it's trying to tell me to hurry the fuck up. It's been 17 minutes. All right, I'm trying to break on through what I'm trying to say. But yeah, so it was playing that song, which was just, again, it was inviting. And so I came, I sat down, I had a drink, I ate because I was hungry. And this couple sat down next to me. And it was just really cute because we briefly spoke. And then, you know, we shared a cigarette, we shared a shot. Well, we didn't share one, but we both had a shot. And when her boyfriend got up, she was like, ooh, I was waiting for him to leave. She says, it was really funny. She was, I should have had it on, but she had this ring, and she was fiddling with her ring, and she goes, I bought this ring from, you know, she's like, a little while ago, and today I was guided. She said the word guided. She said, I was guided. I wanted to give it away. She's like, I wanted to give it to somebody. And she's like, and so, I'm sorry, she didn't say guided at that point. That will actually fix what I'm about to say here, because or else it's going to sound bad. But anyways, she said she's been wanting to give, she had a feeling she wanted to give it to someone today. I'm like, okay, I don't normally wake up and feel like giving away my belongings, but I love you. But she was like, I was born and raised here in Florida. You are going through this journey, and we didn't talk about journey like spiritual. I was talking about divorce, trying to find a place to live, trying to find a job. That was my journey for her, because again, you don't say, hey, what's your name? I don't, try not to do all that. But so she goes, you know, you're here going through your journey. And she said, and I just wanted to give you a sunflower ring to say, welcome to the sunflower state. And I hope that you are guided in the right path. But again, she said the words guided. And you tell me, you know, is it synchronicity? Is it a coincidence? I believe everything happens for a reason. But so that's where I'm at, you know? I mean, this is not really a teaching anything, but it's just, I'm being guided to make this video. I'm being guided to talk about my journey. I'm not sure exactly where I'm going with this or what's happening, but just wanted to share. And I have a gazillion videos that are in that phone that have been trying to come out and they haven't. So I'm being guided now. I'm gonna stop being an ass, but I am being guided to start getting my videos, start putting them out there, because I feel like sharing my journey of what I'm going through right now can help somebody. And I'm not just talking about crystals, my little enlightenment or anything, but it's a bitch. Divorce is a bitch. Change is a bitch. So they won't all be as long as this, but I just wanted to kind of give you guys a little something to see if you agree. Does anybody else have you been through this journey where you feel like you're being pushed? Like, I like tarot, you know, tarot. I like listening to it, and more so because I was like, holy shit, it just really amazed me at how accurate certain things were. But again, I've bought myself a deck, and it's funny because I also found, as I was trying to move and stuff, my friend had given me this deck this is back in 17 years ago. My friend gave me this deck because she worked for Hay House Publishing, and she was like, hey, she goes, it's, you know, healing with angels. And she was like, hey, I wanted you to have this. She's like, this just seems to fit you, you know? And I'm like, okay. And I've played with it. I wasn't sure exactly what to do, but now I'm like, and now when I started packing just to come down to Florida, there was that, and there's another coincidence, right? So yeah, so like, I want to know how you guys kind of came to your little journey, how you've been pushed, because literally, I'm not saying anybody was like pushing me, forcing me. I've literally been listening to my guidance and intuition, which has brought me to this point. And I'm really excited to see where else I go with it. But so please, if you'd like to follow me, I know I've been really, really inconsistent, like horrible even. And I yell at myself all the time for it and keep saying every day, I'm gonna do this better, I'm gonna be better. But please, if I have interaction, I feel like I'm talking to somebody, I feel like I'm helping somebody, I feel like I'm sharing my story. You know, I feel like there's a reason for me to keep making my videos. So please like, comment, subscribe, do all that stuff. Give me some advice, because that's what I'm trying to do, is to help people navigate through this scary blurbs of darkness where you're not sure exactly what you're doing. And not to say that I'm any kind of an expert, but hey, if we're both in the dark together, at least if we hold hands, we won't feel so alone. I don't know, that sounded corny as shit. But all right, let me turn this off. I'm being guided to turn it off.